Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Dolphin, or in my case, the Dolphin 2. So the number is the tier of the vessel. The higher the number, the better the stats on the ship. Aesthetically, the ship will always stay the same. It'll just have an increase in specific modules. So for instance, the Dolphin 2 has a B-class reactor with 31 power. The Dolphin 1, the reactor may only be 28 power. But like I said, aesthetically, ship stays the same. So it's a tile vessel, as you can see from its sexy curvature. It's just looking at it, it's got some interesting setups. It's got two sets of turreted weapons, 3 each, which is really nice. Stat-wise, it's got a fuel of 200, which isn't bad, but it's not good. It's kind of like, that's the point where I'm like, okay, you know, we've hit the bare minimum, good job. Now, you could obviously increase it if you want a little bit more jump distance, but 200 is perfectly acceptable. It's got a hull of 1,085, which for a B-class is very respectable, really, really nice. It's got a cargo capacity of almost 1,200, which is not too bad, like that's quite impressive. We could probably pump up the cargo capacity a little bit, because I noticed that there's, see where I'm looking, the screen. That's one of the cargo capacity or cargo containers there. So it's got a B-class reactor with 31 power. For a B-class, that's not bad, but we could definitely improve that. I think it's using a Takamaki reactor at the back there. We could definitely improve upon that. It's only got a crew of 3, which is pretty interesting. It must not have a crew control room. 30 light year jump range, the best grav drive is equipped already, which is really nice. It's got a shield of almost 1,000, which isn't too bad. Now, obviously, if you're going with the Vanguard shield, which if you're going for a B-class, you can pump that up to 1450, but if not, you can get to around 1,200 with normal B-class shields. And then, like I was saying, it's got 2 sets of weapons. It's got 3 laser turrets and 3 particle turrets, so pretty interesting configuration. And then the price of this, for me, is 241,660. Now, your price will vary depending on your perks and the tier of the ship. Lower tier Dolphin, you'll pay less. Obviously, if it's this tier, you'll pay more. So, as always, because it's a Tayo vessel, you can buy it off this blue-haired woman here, Veronica Young, in the Tayo showroom. I'll show you real quick where it is. Tayo showroom is in the Ryujin Tower. So we're just gonna go back down to the lobby. So when you spawn in on Neon, if you in the courtyard type area, off to one side, like one end has the Aurora Tower and the other end has the Ryujin Tower. So you can see all the way over there, that's the Aurora Tower there, and then this is the Ryujin Tower. You can tell it's Ryujin because it's very red. And you just come to the elevator here. And yeah, it'll bring you straight up. And then obviously we are on Neon. Neon is on Volai Alpha on the Volai system. There's the Volai system there. And then there's all the other kind of Alpha Centauri and Sol. So as usual, we're going to go to our usual spot and take some pictures. So we'll be right back. Alright, so here we are at the vessel. So as you can see, it's quite slender. Not as tall as some of the Tayo vessels. I like that it's only 2 high, I believe, or well, 3 high technically. But yeah, those turrets are just, I can't get over. I feel like that's the most turrets we've seen on a vessel. So entryway in the back, like always. I'm wondering why they put the entryway in the back, considering that the Tayo cargo entryway could be flipped forward and backwards. Anyway, in we go to the vessel. So immediately we have a 1x1 storage room from Tayo. And then behind here we have an armory. Interesting. Got some weapons cases there. Now this wouldn't be what I would go with. For here I would put a workshop in here personally, just because I feel like it's ideal having the workshop there, just because it's straight in. But you know, you do you. And obviously we have a cell here, because the last thing you want is your prisoner to get out and be instantly armed. And if we go up the ladder here, we have the second floor. This is an engine room. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily agree with this engine room. Doesn't really fit on a small ship like this. And then we got the bridge in there. Kind of weird, personally.
A lot better
And then if we come over here, we have another little 1x1 storage room. And we go up here, and we have the docking bridge with the captain's quarters. Why are they all in my room? By all of me too. So I quite like this captain's quarters. Here's a book. Take it, and oh, that's a cup. Take this great No, I don't want to read it. Why can't I pick it up? Look. Oh, and I just said that. Never mind. Look, she just cursed me. I try to give her a book. Yeah, I quite like this. I don't know if because all the Taio habitats are based on Nova Galactic habitats, or based on Hope Tech. Now, I don't know if the Hope Tech has this corner piece. If it doesn't, good on Taio. Why didn't they just use more of this? Hi. It's also got this chair, which is quite nice. Got some coffee, a little coffee there. Got a nice lived-in, very cluttered, nice lived-in desk, and then we've got the nice cozy bed. That's a cool picture. I want to actually zoom in on that picture, because that picture is really cool. Let's save that for later. It's a cool picture. Huh?
Things in your ship. It's like Christmas every day.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, back down we go. They probably put a control station in here in the middle, just so we can have everything through. So, if you've listened to my reviews, you'll hear me sound like a broken record. I like this aesthetically, but I feel like the chairs here make you feel more like a chauffeur than like an actual captain on the vessel. I think at the very least they should have put those couches that are in the bedroom or the captain's quarters like here, just so it's more luxurious. Anyway, we're going to take her off and see how she performs. I'm just looking at those turrets. I believe they're quite heavy turrets. Ooh, ignore that pop-up. Yeah, they're 4 engine turrets. Anyway, we're going to take off and see how she performs. This is honestly looking like a good kind of vessel for like kind of all-arounder general purpose. Alright. So obviously we have those 2 sets of weapons, but they are both turreted, so you can't fire them. As always, I have a perk that increases my power by 5, so for the sake of this video, we're not going to be using that 5 power. Quick speed test, and we get up to 140, which is not bad. Boost speed of 520, which is pretty respectable. Quick agility test there. Pitch. That's pretty decent. Not too slow, not too fast. Probably like a 6 or 7. Yaw is a little bit slower. I'd say that's more 5, 6. And the roll is quite fast. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we're going to head back down to the surface now and do a teardown. Alright, so here on the teardown. Pretty simple ship, like I was saying. So at the top here, we have the captain's quarters 2x1B from Taio. For the weaponry, we have 3 of these Eradicator 75 MeV auto-neutron turrets from Lightsight. B-class, 3900 range, 5 fire rate, 19 damage to shield and hull, and they are 4 power. And then we have 3 of these Scorch P60 megawatt pulse laser turrets from Lightsight. B-class, 1800 range, 5 fire rate, 18 shield damage, and 4 max power. So both of them are quite power heavy, which could be kind of problematic, I suppose. And then we have this Tower N420 shield generator from Nautilus. It's a B-class. It's got 8 power requirement, and it gives shields of 975. I'm not too familiar with this shield generator. Just gonna see real quick if B-class is that, like, how good is that in terms of... So... Okay, so apparently that is pretty... that's pretty on the lower end. So for shield generators... Now you could go the safe route by getting one of these Bulwark ones. You do the Vanguard intro quest line, and you get this. It's B-class, 12 power, 1450. No other requirements aside from that. Now you could also, there is a better one. Do we have it here? So we have this one here. If you don't have the Vanguard quest line, it's the Warden SG400 shield generator from Sexton System, B class, 10 power, and then 1125 shield, and it requires Starship Design 4. Now I don't know if we have. Okay, we do. That's interesting. So this is the best B class shield in the game currently. This is the 28T Defender Shield Generator from Dogstar. It's B class, 12 power, 1500 max health. It requires you to be level 24 to unlock it. It's 40,600 out perks, and you need Starship Design 4. So this is definitely something you could rock with. And then you could slap that there on the back for some extra shielding powers. We have the Taio Extended Docker. I can't remember if I mentioned that, but apologies if I did not. And then at the back here, we have the Aurora 13G Grav Drive from Deep Core, B class, 10 max power, 33 jump thrust, and the current configuration gives a 30, which is really, really nice. And then we have two of these M30 Ulysses Helium-3 tanks from Dogstar. They give 100 each. And then we have this Taio Cowling Foretop aesthetic piece. Now, if we move to the middle of the vessel, we have the Daimyo Cockpit from Taio, gives 2 crew station. Then we have the Taio 3x1 Top Engineering Bay. Now, I would swap this out for... We don't have one here currently, but I'm just going to... For an example, what I would do is Habs. I'm going to use the Nova Galactic one. So I would potentially put in a control station like here, which would increase our crew, as you see. And then I would also put in... What else we got here? Potentially, I'd move the armory up to here if you wanted an armory or an infirmary. One or the other. Oh, no, go up there. Yeah, so... But I basically swap out that 3x1 and put 2 2x1s. And then on the bottom... Well, actually, we'll get to the bottom. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Apologies. Let me just bring them back so we can... Okay, perfect. And then at the back here, we have the Ion Beam H1030 reactor from Xiang. B class, 31 power. Now there is a better, there's a lot of better kind of reactors at that kind of tier. So we have this one here, gives us 39 power. It's the 104DS Mag Inertial Reactor, B class from Dogstar. 39 power. It requires you to have piloting rank 3 and Starship Design 4, so around the same. And it's a little bit more expensive, probably about 50k. Does it fit nice and easy? Let me just double check. Yeah, that slots in perfectly. Very nice. And then for the engines, which Taio like to skim, so I'm assuming. Oh no, they're using the best engines. Okay, interesting. So these are the Nova 1050 engines from Relodyne. B class. They require 3 power, and they give 22,170 engine thrust and 4,500 maneuvering thrust. So pretty good. And then for the cargo, we have a single... Galleon S202 cargo hold from Protectorate System, 950 cargo. And then for the aesthetic pieces, we have these Taio braking engine port and starboard. And then for landing gear, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these Pinpoint 4G landing gear from Taio. Give 2 thrust, and then we have a Taio mid-cap B. Now on the bottom, we have the armory, 2x1 bottom B. The companionway, 1x1 bottom, and then we have the ship landing bay. Now, what I would recommend doing, swap this out for a workshop. And then put the workshop right here, close to this, so that when you come in, you can instantly customize your ship and stuff. So you don't need to worry about running around. And then for the for the aesthetic pieces, we have the Taio braking engine here, and then 2 of these Taio mid-cap, starboard bottom and port bottom. We're going to put the ship together, and we're going to do a little bit of modification. The turrets aren't... Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do it. The turrets aren't bad, obviously, but I would probably recommend swapping them for less kind of beefy turrets. So obviously, like I was saying, what you want to do is you want to get this reactor here, slap that in, perfect. And then for a better shield, we're going to go with the... Where is it? We're going to go with this 28T. This is an insane shield. And we'll slap that there. Now, for weapons. So we are going to go... I go with the usual. We're going to go B-class weapons, because it's a B-class. Now, as always, you've got two options here. We want to go with particle weapons, because particles are better. So you've got these disruptors. The Disruptor 33 Neutron, or the PB Auto. Now, these ones are better stat-wise. These are B-class. These are the PBO 100 Auto Neutron Turrets, Ballistic Solution Incorporated. B-class, 3600 range, 5 fire rate, 16 damage to hull and shields, and 3 power. And then these ones, Disruptor 3320 Neutron Turrets, Rise in Defense, B-class, 4200 range, so more range. 2.5 fire rate, so slightly slower, twice as slow, and then 29 hull and shield damage, and 3 max power. So this does slightly more DPS, averaging around... This basically fires... My maths is kind of confusing. So yeah, this one basically... It has slightly more stats, basically. So what I would do is I would slap one there, and then one like so, and then I would put one on the top like so. Now, obviously, if you want one facing backwards, we could swap this around like here. And we could put like so. You could even put it on the engine if you wanted to, like that. Which is more than acceptable. Actually, what we might do? We probably can't. Damn it. So what I was going to say, what you could do is you basically need 2 of these, but you could put... Oh, yeah, you can't put 2 of them. Never mind. Ignore me. So yeah, so that's the current configuration. I would recommend having like 3, as 3 is pretty acceptable. And then for like if you want some fixed weapons, so it's gonna be kind of difficult to mount some fixed weapons, but we're gonna find a way. As they say, where there's a will, there's a way. So we're going to move these back a little bit to here. Oh, no, not that. We're going to move these back to here. And we are going to mount structural. We're going to get one of these horizon weapon mounts. And we're basically going to place them here and here. And like always, we're going to be going with the most overpowered current weapons of the game for B-class. So you can choose between these PB-30... PB-30 electron beams or the Vanguard Obliterator. Vanguard are the best if you have it. If you don't have it, these are just as good. The PB-30s, A-class, 3600 range, 3.49 fire rate, and 13 damage to shield and hull, and 3 power. Whereas these ones, A-class, 3600, 6.65 fire rate, 11 hull and shield damage, and 2 power. So we're gonna just slap. We're gonna slap. Come on. We're going to slap 4 of these. Oh, we can slap them there. Interesting. Okay, I mean, I didn't know that was a snap point, but fair enough. Okay, now I'm thinking of changing up this layout a little bit. So give me one moment. Oh, no, oh, no. So what we're actually going to do, because I didn't know you could snap that to them. So I'm going to put these turrets here instead, in a more central position like so, and then we're going to put a 4th turret forward like that. Now, so if we were mounting these, what I would recommend, like I was saying, so you can put 2 here for some extra deeps. And obviously, if you want more, you could mount them there, but they're a bit immersion breaking, as they say. What I'm going to try and do is we're gonna work on the fuel for now. Yeah, so for the main config, like I was saying, I'd have 4 of these turrets just because they're pretty nice. And then we want, minimum you want 2, but you can put a bit more. Now we're going to, see this here. Come on. There we go. So what I would recommend doing is we're going to flip this and we're going to put this on the bottom, like so. And then we're going to put another one on the bottom just to boost our cargo capacity. If you want, you don't have to, obviously. This is going to be heavier, though. And then we're going to put this one up here, like so. Now, obviously, we lose a lot of mobility, but we've increased our cargo by quite a good amount. Now, to increase our fuel, what I'd probably recommend doing... I'm trying to think. So you could remove this, and we could add, if we go to the fuel, we could add this bad boy here. We've all seen it. We love it. Put that like so. That will basically increase the fuel by a decent amount. It goes up to 210 as opposed to... What was this one? Yeah, so like we're getting an extra... We're saving a bit of weight. We're getting an extra 10 cargo, which is very nice. Now, some people might not like that being there, so we're going to see if we can get some better solutions. So we have some of these... Ooh, these ones. Okay. Potentially. There's something under there? Okay, there's not. Okay. So, what you could do... Now, you might not like doing this, but I just noticed there. So just to confirm, there's no habitats under here. So what you can do is, you can do the merge technique if you wanted to duplicate. So that in there, and then you press it and let go of it after flipping it. And that looks pretty nice. It doesn't, like the aesthetic doesn't change at all. There's minimal, like you can see clipping, but it actually looks like it suits pretty well. That actually it looks quite nice. It like adds the aesthetic of it, obviously. And that gives us like a lot more fuel. So we get 300 fuel. Well, 300 is not a lot, obviously, but it's a nicer kind of amount of fuel to kind of play around with. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. Now, I will show you. There's like a technique you can do. This is a technique I do to tend to, if I wanted to hide like weapons. So for instance, let's say you don't want the weapons up here. I do this on some of my ships just because I feel like sometimes there's not enough space. So what you can do is you can get one of these, slap it in there, and we're going to basically have, we're going to have these weapons here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, that's perfect. Okay. And then duplicate. Now you notice how if I try and put it in, it won't go in there like that. But you know, don't worry about it. We're just gonna, if you just press Y to duplicate it, it'll slot in nice and easy. And then we're gonna put this back in, and you just flip it until it's back in the spot, and then let go of it and grab it again. It's good. Now it's showing a little bit, but like it's not very visible. It's not too bad. And then we can do the same thing on the other side. Now, like I said, this merge technique, I've covered it on my channel before. I've been using merging for the entirety of my playthrough. I have several hundred hours, and I've never had any issues. Now, the only kind of caveat is I would be careful when merging. I would not merge items into, like, habitats. Like, don't merge anything into, like, any of these. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just an easy way. And you can, like, obviously, you can hide the turrets or the weaponry. And, like, that's pretty much it. It's very, very acceptable, or very good ship. Really, really good combat vessel. So, yeah. So, as always, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Have you guys flown the Dolphin? If you have you customized it? Also, what's your opinion on, like, these sort of, like, merges and stuff? Like, do you guys, like, care about pieces, like, sticking in? Are you the sort of person who, like, it gives me, like, extra room to build stuff, so I'm all about it? Or are you like, nah, I don't like it? And, as always, if you like sort of content, don't forget to subscribe and check out my other reviews. Bye-bye.